Hey, do I have sound? You can hear me? Welcome, welcome. I'm Cindy. This is the monthly live community yoga, and we're just gonna slow flow. I cannot deal with the big light tonight, so hopefully you can see me okay, and hopefully you get a good stretch. Definitely say hello. Had some technical problems, so hopefully you found me and you didn't get lost. But we are here. Let's start sitting. Nice and tall through the spine. Relax the shoulders. And close your eyes if you want to. If you like, you can touch index fingers to thumbs. Checking in with the state of the physical body. And just dropping the chin to the chest. So dropping your chin to your chest. And then rocking your head from side to side. Like you're drawing a little smile on your chest with your chin. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. Maybe 3 more times. Back up to center. Release the mudra if you're holding it. Shoulders can come up, back, and down. And take a couple of rolls of the shoulders this way. Up, back, and down. And inhale here. And as you exhale, reaching up and over to the right side with your left arm side stretch. Smooth, even breaths in and out through your nose. Inhale to the center, exhale to the other side. Letting your neck also stretch with this side stretch. Head following the spine. Inhale to the center, and we'll walk our hands forward. Little forward bend here. And then we'll come into a tabletop position. On the floor or the mat, wherever you are. Cushion underneath your knees with a folded towel or something if you have sensitive kneecaps. And then take cat-cow stretch, inhaling tailbone, top of the head up to the ceiling. Exhale, rounding through the spine, dropping the tailbone and the top of the head towards the floor on your own breath. Maybe 4 times, moving through the spine, noticing what's going on. a neutral spine, tuck the toes under, and send the hips back, stretching through the arches of the feet. Pressing through your hands to increase the stretch in the big toes and stretches in the feet. Knees apart, hips back to the heels, child's pose. So you can take the arms in front, drop the forehead to the mat. If you like, you can use a cushion here. Arms like a forefoot. Doesn't matter if your hips touch your heels or not. Even breaths in and out through the nose. Three more breaths like that. Settling into the floor, feeling a little bit grounded. And gently pressing yourself up to sit on your heels. Sitting on the heels, long through the spine, interlacing the fingers, pressing up to the ceiling, open through the chest. And then follow the pinkies all the way around and back again. Interlace the fingers, press up. And let the pinky fingers circle all the way around. We'll do one more like that. Press up. And rotate around. Good. Taking the fingertips to the fronts of the shoulders. Elbows come together, try to touch in the front. And then imagine they could touch in the back. They can't, but we imagine. So elbows touching in the front and then reaching back. Again. Do it 2 more times. Release. Bring the arms out like a T. And then reaching right hand towards the left hand. So whether you can clasp or not here, it doesn't matter. We're going to reach through the T and then switch. So as if you were going to bind the hands together behind you, whether you can reach or not doesn't matter. We're just moving through in that direction, opening up the shoulders. One more. Release at the wrist. Coming back into that all fours position. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Tucking the toes under, and the hips will come up and back. Downward facing dog. Let your knees be soft. Heels can be lifted. Belly moving back towards the thighs. Deep breath in and out through the nose. Walking your feet towards your hands. Bent, lean forward bend. So let the knees be soft here, the head be heavy. You can grab opposite elbows if you like. Breathing in the back. Even more rounding the spine, and we roll up vertebra by vertebra, coming to the top of your space, feet underneath your hips, taking the palms of the hands together in front of the heart, Anjali Mudra. Breathe here. Same movements we did with the shoulders before, pressing the interlaced fingers up towards the ceiling, opening up the space underneath your armpits, and then following the pinkies back and around. Interlace the fingers, press up, open chest. Follow the pinkies back, circle around. One more time, interlace the fingers, press up. And circle. Touching the fronts of the shoulders here, elbows come together. And then reach back. Coming together in the front. And back. Again to the front. And the back. Nice. Arms come into a T shape. Imagining that you can clasp the hands behind the back in this shape. The cow face. Open to T. And switch. Open. And switch. And again, open. And switch. Nice. Releasing the arms. Shake out the wrists one more time. We're going to roll through the spine. So starting with the head, if you can imagine that you could isolate each one of your vertebrae, moving it independently. We're going to rest our hands on the fronts of the thighs. Drop the chin to chest first, starting with the neck. Keeping the hands and arms close to the legs and body. Dropping the shoulders forward. Rounding through the middle back. Creeping along nice and slow. Really trying to get into the lower and middle back here. Keeping this rounded shape in the upper body as if you're hanging over a bar. Soften the knees. Sink down. Drop the tailbone. Rounded spine. And to roll back up, our head is heavy. It's the last thing to arrive. We drop the tailbone first. Imagine stacking each vertebra like you're building a tower of Lego. Head is the last thing to arrive. Nice. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hand on the top of the head, drop the chin, rolling forward. Rib cage comes in, belly button towards the spine. Rounding, rounding, rounding. At the bottom, soften the knees, drop the tailbone, rounded spine as if you're hanging over a bar. And reversing the shape, drop your tailbone even more and stack one vertebra at a time. Head is the last thing to arrive. So a little bit of a spinal wave. We're going to go into a flat back position, hinging the hips back and the chest is open. Imagine you can lay your belly on your thighs, then drop your head, round the tailbone under, and stack vertebra by vertebra. So we're making a wave. The chest is open, creasing at the hips, lay the belly on the thighs. Relax the back of the neck and roll up, keeping the spine rounded. Head is the last thing to arrive. Nice and fluid. 2 more times. in, hinge through the hips, lay your belly on your thighs, and roll back up. And let's take the shoulders up, back, and down. Nice. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward bend. Knees can stay bent. Hands can rest on the shins. You can grab the big toes if you like. Elbows bend to pull the chest forward. Breathe. Planting the hands, coming back through the tabletop, knees underneath the hips. Cat-cow through the spine. Inhale, top of the head and tailbone up. Exhale, rounding through the spine. On your own breath, one more time. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Inhale into the neutral spine position. Hips back towards the heels. Inhale, coming through this cow position. Tailbone and top of the head up to the ceiling. Exhale, tuck the toes under. Hips up and back, downward dog. Relax the back of the neck. And keeping some weight in our hands, we're going to walk our hands back towards our feet. In the forward bend again. At the back of the space, turning the toes outward, feet wider than your hips, and we sink the hips down and back, coming into Malasana or deep squat. Opening the chest if you can. If you need support here, you can keep your hands on the floor. If you're feeling comfortable, you want to drop the tail, open the chest, elbows come against the insides of the knees. Breathe. Move even breaths in and out through the nose. And reaching the hips up, stretch through the legs, breathe here, and then one more time sinking into the squat. Again, dropping the hands to the floor, stretch the backs of the legs. Moving the feet parallel underneath us. Soften the knees and roll up through the spine. Shoulders coming up, back, and down. Opening the palms of the hands towards the front. So kind of a wide stance, Tadasana, mountain pose. 3 breaths here. You can close your eyes if you want. stepping the right foot maybe a meter, 2.5 feet forward, depends on how tall you are. Both feet parallel to each other, a little bit of space between them. Hands come onto the waist. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, hinging through the hips, creasing right here at the hip socket. You can rest your hands on your thighs if your hamstrings are feeling quite open. Shins or the floor. Bend that front knee, stepping onto the right foot and float the left up. Standing split or standing L. Toes are facing the floor here. Step it right back where it was. Gently walking yourself back up. Stepping the right foot back. To meet the left, turn the toes out. Sinking down and back into the squat, just like we were before. Breathe here. Planting your hands, stretch the backs of the legs. With the feet turned out like this, you get more of the lengthening on the outside edge of the leg instead of the back. Sink the hips back down, open chest. Breathe, Malasana. One more time, stretching the backs of the legs. Bringing the feet parallel to each other. Soften the knees, roll up through the spine. Shoulders come up, back, and down, stepping the left foot forward. Both legs parallel to each other, hands come to the waist. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, long flat back forward. Pyramid pose. Hands can rest, thighs, shins, or the floor. Left knee, float the right foot up. Standing split or standing L. And bring that right foot back. Slowly bring yourself back up. Nice work. Taking a wide stance, toes facing forward, hands on the waist. Inhale, open the chest. Let's bend our knees here. Imagine, or don't imagine, just do it. Stick your finger in the crease at the top of your thigh, where your thigh meets your hip, and feel the hip socket. You want to pinch your finger by sending the hips back, bending the knees. Belly moves between the thighs, and this is where the forward bend will come from. So from here, if you have capacity in your hamstrings to stretch the backs of the legs, try to do so while keeping this tight hip crease in its folded shape. If you notice that your belly moves away from your thighs when you straighten your knees, then I recommend you keep the knees bent and keep working the belly in between the thighs instead of focusing on straightening your knees. Turning everything to the right. Turning the right toes to the right. Turning the left toes so you're on the ball of the foot. We come into a runner stretch or lunge. Drop the back knee and the top of the foot to the mat. Walk your hand up onto the right thigh. You can stay here, or if you like, you can take your left hand up, open the chest. Lengthening the hip flexor. Foot again, tuck the toes under, float the knee up, runner stretch, and we turn the whole thing to the left, back into our wide forward bend, adjusting your feet as needed, bending the knees again to find your hip crease before stretching the hamstrings. Framing the left foot with our hands tucking the right toes under, runner stretch. We drop the knee and the shin and the top of the foot to the mat. Walk our hands up onto the left thigh. You can stay here or you can reach your right arm up, open the chest. One side always feels different than the other, so take your time. Shifting our weight back onto the right knee. If I've turned you around to face the back of your mat and you're disoriented, you can flip back to the front, that's fine. Taking the knees apart, child's pose just like we did at the beginning. So we're going to rest our hips as close to the heels as we can get them, walk the arms forward, dropping the forehead onto the floor. Again, the arms can be fully extended. If you feel like you need extra support, taking a cushion on your forearms is nice, or you can stack your hands and rest your forehead on the stacked hands. All options are welcome. Smooth, even breaths in and out through the nose. Move them all the way down onto the belly from here. Stacking the hands and resting the forehead on your stacked hands. And let go and relax into the floor, softening everything. 3 more deep breaths, just resting like that. Smooth, even breaths in and out through the nose. And we'll come up into a Sphinx pose from here. So bring the elbows underneath your shoulders, palms on the floor, lengthening through the crown of the head, and using the muscles of your back to pull your chest forward and up. Long neck, your neck should be free and still move. Hand position just as it is, pressing into the palms and opening up into cobra. It's cobra with the arms slightly in front. Pull the chest forward, draw the shoulders back. Inhale here, exhale, release slowly. All the way down. Stack the hands again, drop the forehead. Breathing in. Underneath the shoulders, pressing yourself back. In hero pose, knees touching, feet apart. The hips come down between the heels. Palms resting on the thighs. We're going to take one hand to the chest and one to the belly. If the fronts of the ankles or the arches of the feet start to complain in this position, you can experiment with bringing the toes together. You can also try putting a cushion in between your sides, your thigh and calf. One hand on the chest, one on the abdomen. Smooth, even breaths in and out through the nose. Sinking into gravity, lengthening the fronts of the ankles. Maybe the fronts of the thighs. Looking forward. Release the ankles, give them a wiggle. And tucking the toes under. Pressing the hips back towards the heels, a big stretch in the big toe and the arch of the foot. So you can stay here with your hands on the floor, or you can come up to sit on your heels or close to your heels with the toes tucked under. This is a big stretch on the big toe and the arch of the foot. So notice how you feel. You can straighten up and take a lot of weight off of the toe if that helps. You can keep yourself folded forward with your hands on the floor. If your hands are free, you can rest one on your chest and one on your abdomen. And breathe. This is no joke. Pretty intense on the toes. See if you can make your exhalation longer than your inhalation. Two more breaths. Release the toes, give them a wiggle. Sitting on the heels. Slowly bring yourself to come sit in a cross-legged position on the floor on your mat, using a cushion to elevate the hips if you like. And sit in crisscross applesauce, Sukhasana, stacking the heels close to your body. Padmasana, full lotus, Ardha Padmasana, half lotus. Whatever you like, what your hips and knees like. Lengthening through the crown of the head. Checking in once again on your body, relaxing the shoulders down and back. And touch index fingers to thumbs. And we'll take a few moments to just follow the breath, noticing your breath, the sensation of your breath moving through your body, not trying to change it or judge it, but just noticing and watching. Continuing to watch your breath. Can you invite your teeth to part slightly, unclench the jaw, unfurrow the eyebrow center. Let the shoulder blades slide down and back. Just watching, noticing the breath. Allowing your body to breathe for you. Releasing the breath awareness. Again, taking one hand on the chest and one on the abdomen. And we'll start by breathing directly into the abdomen. So diaphragmatic breathing, imagining that you're only expanding the belly button away from the spine when you inhale, filling the lungs as much as you can, and then slowly, evenly exhaling through the nose, the navel moving as close to the spine as it can. Chest and throat and shoulders remain still and relaxed. You can take this on your own tempo, feeling the diaphragm pushing the belly out and then relaxing back in, breathing deep into the belly, 10 slow, even breaths. Return to normal breathing, observing how the deep belly breaths affect your body. And taking the hands to frame the rib cage, so the thumbs on the bottom of the back rib and the forefingers on the front ribs. And this time we're going to expand the breath, so breathing into the belly first and then trying to expand the rib cage like an umbrella. It moves in 3 dimensions away from the spine on the inhalation, and then on the exhalation back towards the spine. So we'll breathe abdomen and then ribs, and then the ribs come in, belly button to spine. On your own rhythm, your own tempo, starting when you're ready. 10 smooth, even breaths in and out through the nose. Releasing that, index fingers touching the thumbs, awareness of your natural breath. slowly finding your way onto your back. Making your way onto your back, putting on some socks or long sleeves if you have a tendency to get cold. We're going to start with the knees bent. Soles of the feet slightly wider than the hips, letting your knees knock in towards each other, and reaching the arms up towards the ceiling and giving yourself a hug, wrapping the arms around the shoulders, constructive rest. And take this time to release into the floor. Invite your body to release all effort. Breathing into the back of the body, space between the shoulder blades. Releasing palms open and sliding the heels away from the hips. Shavasana. If you need to, put a cushion behind the knees, underneath the calf muscles, under the lower back, or behind your head. You can make whatever adjustments that you need to feel as comfortable as possible. While you rest in Shavasana, I'm going to take you through a short guided body scan. Just listening, and when you hear the names of the body parts mentioned, just allow your awareness and attention to rest on them. Invite them to relax and soften. Starting with the right hand thumb, second finger, third, fourth, and fifth finger. Palm of the right hand, back of the hand, the right wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, shoulder blade, collarbone, right side of the rib cage, right side of the waist, the right hip, thigh, knee, lower leg, ankle, heel, sole of the right foot, top of the foot, the right big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and fifth toe. Awareness of the whole right side of the body. The left hand thumb, second finger, third, fourth, and fifth finger, palm of the left hand, back of the hand, wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, shoulder blade, collarbone, the left side of the rib cage, left side of the waist, the left hip, thigh, knee, lower leg, ankle, heel, sole of the left foot, top of the foot, left big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and fifth toe. whole left side of the body. Awareness to the crown of the head, forehead, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, the eyebrow center, right eyelid, left eyelid, right cheek, left cheek, the tip of the nose, upper lip, lower lip, the line between the lips, the tip of the chin, the base of the throat, center of the chest, the solar plexus where the ribs come together, navel center, tailbone, spine, the back of the head, the whole back side of your body, the whole front side of your body, simultaneous awareness of your whole body resting in stillness. Deep belly breaths, expanding your belly like a balloon, exhaling all the air out through an open mouth. Movement back into your body by wiggling the fingers and toes, rotating the wrists and ankles, and perhaps rocking your head from side to side, releasing the neck, and gently, carefully rolling yourself over onto one side of the body, and taking your time, coming to sit in a comfortable cross-legged position with the spine tall, index fingers touching. One more final scan through your physical body, noticing sensations that are present, how you're feeling, how you might feel differently. Awareness of your natural breath and the current state of your thoughts. And bring the palms of the hands together in front of the heart. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May all beings everywhere be healthy, happy, and free, and may there be peace, peace, peace. As we bow forward, the thumb lightly touches the eyebrow center. Hariom Tat Sat. Thank you so much for practicing with me in my living room. If you were able to find the stream, because the link that I shared everywhere, anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm glad you're here. If you're watching the replay, I'm glad you're here. I hope that you feel relaxed and chill and comfy. And what's up with me? I have a 6-week series starting very soon, April 2nd. I'm going to link it for y'all. It's all about softening and releasing tension in the body. And there are replays. So if the time doesn't work, I hope that lots of people can still join. So I'm going to put the link to the description of my fluidity series in the chat here. And I'll post it in the description also. So if you're watching this later, then you can still see that. Hmm. And it worked. It's there. So I'm guessing that most people will find this one later because of some things that I messed up, and that's fine. I'm so glad that you're practicing with me. I'm noticing lots more views on the YouTube channel. People practicing and watching the mobility flow videos, and I really appreciate it. Do visit my Ko-fi shop, if you're interested in taking class with me live, or if you just want to send some support my way. I appreciate it so much. And have a great night or day. I will see you in the next one. I go live the last Saturday of every month as best as I can. So, see you then. Good night.